Hello and welcome back to 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors. Now, I'm sorry there wasn't an episode sooner. I'm actually recording this around 11:56 p.m. But, the fact is, I just had a little busy today. Sleepy and everything, but still, I'll be recording 2 episodes in a row today. So, that will be today, covered. I'll upload this right after I finished it. So it'll be one long recording, so I can upload it without editing or anything. And then another recording, which I will upload tomorrow, around 12. And that will only leave one ending left, and that one ending will just be the Drew ending. So, without further ado. Also, another thing I have to explain, this is the last door. Technically, door 7 leads, and we only have to do the one called door 1 now. I went through door 5 to begin with, because if we went through door 4, and then did 4, 7, and then did door number 1, that leads to the true ending, which would lead to the coffin ending, but we haven't done the safe ending yet. So I don't want to do that yet. So I did door 5 to start off with, and then we'll do door 7, then door 1, which would mean we have to do no more doors after that. Which means when I do the true ending next, I won't be going through any puzzles at all. It will just be normal talk, so just to let you know. So let's begin. I think I'm going to go with door 7. Okay, 7 it is. Yeah. Alright then, that means June's got to go through door 8. What? Why? Yeah. Santa grimaced and muttered angrily to himself. Oh no, they're not going to explain the things again, are they? Yeah, great. Nah, I don't really care. I get it. And that's it. Those are only 4 options. In other words, 3 and 4 and 7 and 8 can never go through the same doors. You get it now? As Santa finished, June looked over at Junpei, tears welling up at the corners of her eyes. Oh no, you're saying we aren't going to see each other again for a long time. Junpei felt just as June did. He wanted to be at her side through whatever trials they were preparing to face. But he knew if they were to survive, he had to swallow his feelings. In order for the 6 of them to move forward, he and June had to be separated. I'm leaving you now, okay? But I will be back. He looked at June. He was scared to lose her, but he swallowed his and did his best to smile. Hey, come on, you're making it sound like we're never going to see each other again. We're going to split up, but only for a while. This is just like when we went to the 4 and 5 doors. We got split up then too, but we all met back up. When you choose door 4 and get to this point, they're talking to the rest of the group, but since they got split up in door 5 and 4, June's talking to Junpei directly when they do this, so it's a little funny. I also found something else funny. When you go through, I think it's door 5, you learn about 7's memory loss straight away. And when 7 and Lotus are like, oh, it's a gigantic, it's like, any proof? It says, and almost as if to save 7 from his embarrassment, the bell goes off. But if you go through door 4, you don't learn about the memory loss. And when they're talking about it, it's like, as if to save Junpei from his embarrassment. I'm like, okay, I found that funny. You mean they're connected somehow? Yeah, probably. Probably? She didn't sound very hopeful. It was 7 that interjected. I'm sure they're going to connect somewhere. Why? Why? What makes you think so? What makes you think so? If they don't connect, neither team can get through door 9. In other words, the game would end right here. Zero's been on top of his shit so far. I don't think he'd blow it now. I'm damn sure that son of a bitch wants to have his fun as long as possible. He's not going to end this game until we get through to door 9. June said nothing. The tears were gone, but her eyes were still sad, as they looked at Junpei. He met them, and with the reassurance he could manage, laid a hand gently on her shoulder. Everything's going to be fine. We're going to see each other again. I promise. June bit her lip, and gave him almost an imperceptible nod. Yes, promise? Her voice was barely above a whisper. Santa's voice shouted the moment. Yawn, you guys are done, right? He stretched and continued. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Clover and I will both go into separate groups. I figure I'll take door 8 and Clover can take 7. Any problems with that, Clover? Clover looked away and was silent for a moment. Whatever. It was more of a dismissal than an agreement, but Santa didn't seem to care. Alright, we're ready to go then. Let's move. At Santa's command, the group split and headed for their respective doors. Clover, 7, and Junpei walked towards door 7. Santa, Lotus, and June headed for door 8. For a long moment, they stood in front of the door. Seven took a deep breath. You guys ready? Yeah. Yes. Okay, let's go. The door had opened. A narrow hallway stretched out before them. Seven and Clover leapt through the door. The moment they did, their bracelets beeped. The detonators in their bracelets had been activated. Junpei stepped forward to follow them. But as he was about to step over the threshold, he stopped. He looked to his right, towards door 8. June stood there, a mirror image of Junpei. She turned and looked towards him. Their eyes met. They nodded. Their farewell took almost 1.5 seconds. Then someone took hold of Junpei's arms and hauled him bodily through the door. He heard the sound of the numbered doors slam shut behind him. His bracelet gave a cold electronic beep. Only 81 seconds left. No time to waste, guys. Let's get moving. Seven led the way down the hallway. Junpei and Clover followed him as fast as they could. After what seemed like far more than 81 seconds, they reached the end of the hallway. To the left of a wooden door, they found the dead. There was no time to rest or catch their breath. All three slammed their hands in quick succession over the scanner panel on the dead. Still trying to catch his breath, Seven leaned heavily against the wall. It stopped. It stopped! His smile seemed forced and a little crooked. This is the second time we've gone through one of these numbered doors, but you never really get used to it. Usually it's the right side that usually says, like, oh, it's the third time they've gone through this, or the second time. But now it's 7. He stood up straight, no longer out of breath, and wiped some of the sweat from his head and neck. Clover smirked at him. I would have thought a guy your size would have bigger balls than that. What? What the hell did you just say? Say it again, I dare you. You have no... You wanna die? I'd like to see you try. You fucking brat, alright, let's go. Hey, calm down. This isn't the time for, this. It's not gonna do us any good. Gosh. Junpei sighed. Sometimes he wondered if the doors and the puzzles were really the greatest challenge they faced. Wait here for a moment. Wait for here a minute, alright? I'm gonna go see if there are any other doors. There's one, like, right in front of you. They didn't respond, but Junpei wasn't in the mood for a conversation anyway. First, he examined the inner part of the numbered door. It was, of course, shut tight. On the left was a single short hallway that terminated almost immediately at a thick iron wall. At last he gave up and returned to Seven, who was tapping lightly on the wooden door. This door's the only option we got, right? Yeah, looks like it. There was a metal plate above the door. It read operating room. If it was to be believed, the room on the other side of the door was an operating room. Something about it made Junpei feel nervous. Well, there's no point in standing around. Might as well go in and see what's waiting for us. Seven grabbed the brass knob and slowly opened the door. The creak of the hinge sounded like the groan of an old woman. A chill snaked its way down Junpei's spine. Quickly he gathered what courage he could and took the first step into the room. Seven followed, with Clover right behind him. Part of the room just past the door was obscured by a screen. Clover's curiosity got the better of her, and she darted past Junpei to peer around the screen. Ah! Her scream nearly blew out Junpei's eardrums. He and Seven ran towards Clover to see what had frightened her. They ran at the screen, and the cause of her outburst was immediately clear. What the hell is this? Is this a corpse? It was something that looked kind of like a human lying across some sort of bed. No, not a bed, an operating table. The table sat on a rusty steel lift, and a cluster of bright operating lights shone down on it from the ceiling. Slowly they approached. As they got closer to the body, it became clear that it wasn't a body at all. What the hell, that's just a huge doll or something. A doll? Clover did not look terribly confident. Slowly she approached the operating table and looked as intently as possible from as far away as possible at the thing. Phew! Junpei could see her relax. You're right, it's only a doll. Man, it really scared me. She heaved a great sigh of relief and wiped a few drops of sweat from her forehead. Seven smirked. Well, I guess it would have been weird if you actually had any balls. Shut it, don't you start with me, fatty. Oh, what's this? You want a piece of me, short stuff? Yes, bring it on, you whale. Hey guys, not again. Seriously, knock it off. Junpei sighed and shook his head. Anyway, it looks like he's got something the two of you could have a little more of. I'm talking about a heart. Huh? Oh, this? You mean on his chest? Yeah. It was set a little higher than normal for a human body, but from the shape of the organ there could be no doubt that it was a heart. Why would there be a heart in a doll? I don't think it's a doll. You think maybe it's like a medical mannequin or something? Or maybe it's got more personal uses. What? Seven's groom was more a little puff. Clover glared at him. Anyway, how about we take a look around this place? Let's go. Sure thing. There we are. And over here. And there. And I'm gonna go over here, so. Oh no, there's the exit! And it's not actually the exit. We can dream though, we can dream. Anyway, little update. 9 minutes ago, it was 12, which means the 28th of June, yeah. Which means the 3DS version of Zero's Time Dilemma came out. In case anyone's wondering. But, yeah. The fact is, the reason I'm saying that is because people are probably going to go, it's like, oh, but ZTD's already out, why are you still doing a countdown? I'm like, for the PC version, thank you very much. Or more just basically the Vita version, but because it's one screen in front of the Steam. These dolls are really kind of creepy, you know? Hey, it's something here. John. It's John Doe. You think that's the doll's name? Maybe. This thing is creepy. I wonder why it's on the bed. Can I go over here? Yeah, a white cloth, I know, but can I go over here? Oh my god. Hey, I wonder what this thing is. It says KG on the display. Do you think maybe it's a scale? Oh, right, yeah, I can't go over there. I completely forgot the controls for a while there. Oh, this is like the only thing that I can use, because everything does look normal. Just gonna say a white cloth. Oh, hello. Another medical mannequin! From the looks of it, this one's a chick. She has a name too. Lucy. Poor thing. Looks like Miss Lucy only has a head and a left arm. Maybe that's handy. Man, maybe we're supposed to gather all the parts. Oh great, this is gonna take forever. There's a chest. Chest plate. Ooh, that's gross! This is the chest. It's a woman's chest. The heart's gone, but it's pretty hot. If that kind of thing turns on 7, turns you on 7, you're a real creeper. Wow. Okay, is there anything in there? What's this thing? It's got these short iron legs. Maybe it's heater. There's nothing inside it. No, that's sad. I have to use the forceps. For no reason whatsoever, but there we go. Yeah, thought so. Actually I need to... Whoa, didn't mean to press that. Sorry. Let's try cutting this organ with this cable. I found an organ key, found an organ key. The drawer is empty. Yeah, nothing here. What about here? There are a whole bunch of bottles on the shelves. They all look like medicine. They've got labels, but they're all big medical words that I don't understand. There's a lot of different kinds of medication. It's hard to tell if they're apart. It's hard to tell them apart, I mean. I need to go up here. Cool, it's unlocked. Yeah, yeah. Okay, don't need to go through there just yet. Junpei, where are you going? Oh, right, this is the, door we came through. Yeah, 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 I know. Don't worry. And they're nodding. Awesome. Awesome, it's unlocked. Awesome. It says, there's a note on top of the table. Iron 1, salt 2, water 3, carbon dioxide, question mark. ammonia, ethanol, question mark, ammonia, question mark, ethanol, question mark. What do you think this is a hint for? Maybe it's got something to do with this box. Oh, so I have to figure out the keys. This thing won't open. Is it locked? Yeah, probably. You need to put in a passcode. I mean, geez, they've even got a keypad on there. How much obvious can you get? I can only enter 3 numbers. E is for enter and C is for clear. Once you input the numbers, press E. If you mess up, press C. Let's give it a shot. No! If you don't know the fucking password. I got blue liquid. I got red liquid. Okay. Hey, Junpei, you think there are any slugs on this ship? Huh? Well, if there are, I was thinking we could put salt on them. What are you pointing at? The label states NaCl. Salt, huh? So you think 7 will shiver up if we put it on him? Hey, you say something? Junpei, there's a bottle of iron powder on the shelf. How do you know it's iron? The label says Fe. Fe stands for iron. Something stinks. It's coming from this bottle. It says NH3. Well, that's of course stinks. It's ammonia. Then tell me what the number is. Oh, good stuff. Let's go for a drink. What are you talking about? I'm talking about the bottle. It says whatever. It's ethanol. That's right. Also known as ethyl alcohol. It's pretty much what booze is made of. So, you're gonna drink it? Nah, well. You might say that is what's on the label, but there could be anything in there. Are you going to let me... What's this? Looks like a can with a spray nozzle. So it's a can filled with carbon dioxide. Okay. I'm just... C is carbon, H is hydrogen, O is hydrogen. Basically, ethanol is made of 2 carbon. Oh! Okay! Okay, thank you! So that would be 9. It's a canister of carbon dioxide on the shelf. The label says CO2. So it's 9. 3. 9, 3. So that's 3, and then something in 9. Nine, 2, 3. Okay. Yeah, I know. Don't worry. 9, 2, 3. 9, 2, 3. Hopefully that's right. I'm really hoping it is. What? Did I do it backwards? I think I did. Hang on a second. 1, 2, 3. Something, something, something. I wonder what numbers go after carbon dioxide. Yeah, I know. There's a bottle of salt on the shelf. Salt is made up of 1 sodium atom. Oh, that's salt. I looked at salt. Oh, I'm such an idiot. There's a bottle of ethanol on the shelf. Ethanol is made of... Yeah. Whoa, what? That was 18. Oh no, it said 1-0. Okay, I got a little confused there for a second. Yeah, I know there's a bottle of ethanol. I'm trying to look for something else. There's a canister of carbon dioxide on the shelf. Okay, so carbon dioxide is 3. So 3 something 9. Where's the where's ammonia then? There it is. So 943? No, 349. 349? Maybe. Well, let's find out. There it is. Yeah. fake heart. Oh. You think we should go back? Yeah, I think that's probably best. Clover nodded and left. Junpei was about to follow her when he realized that Seven wasn't following suit. Hey Seven, what's up? Oh, well... He looked up at Junpei distractedly and then back down at the brown bottle he held cupped in his large hands. What's up? In response, Seven tossed the bottle gently to Junpei. He caught it and twisted it around to read the label. EDT, it's whatever. What kind of medicine is that? It's not medicine. I think it's an industrial strength detergent. Why would they have something like that here? Well, probably to clean stuff up. Clean what up? Fuck if I know. Still, it looks like it's cleaned my brain up. You remember something? Seven nodded and slowly and spoke. Well, I remember a story about EDT. It happened about 50 years ago. There was this factory somewhere in America making big old EDT crystals. They were making it to sell as industrial strength cleaner, like I told you before. But... a year after the factory started up, something strange started happening with the crystals they were building. Water molecules started attaching themselves to the EDT crystals. This made them into a sort of mutation of the original crystals, called a hydrate. Once the crystal turns into a hydrate, though, it's useless as a cleaner. The factory had to just dump the crystals as a hydrate. They were useless. It's about Ice 9. But it didn't end there. After that day, the same thing started happening in EDT factories everywhere, even ones nowhere near the first American factory. They've been making crystals the same way, with the same materials and the same equipment and environment, but now all of a sudden, every single crystal they formed turned into a hydrate. In fact, ever since that day, no factory anywhere had been able to make a pure EDT crystal. Even in EDT research done years before, they'd never gotten a hydrate. But after it happened at the first factory, it just spread. It was like, man, how do I say it? You mean like it was infected with a virus or something? Seven shook his head. No, not like that. It spread like wildfire. It showed up in labs that were completely isolated from the rest of the world. It even started happening to crystals that were completely sealed up. It doesn't seem like it could have been a result of the stuff coming in contact with other samples. Then, well, I guess it was some sort of information. The crystals are transmitting this information all across the world somehow. What information? How to make a new crystal. Something had to tell the stuff how to do it, right? Like it just whispered to the EDT in the tank. Hey, if you do this, you can take in water molecules. Come on, man, that's just... I mean, who is this someone anyway? Someone you can't see. Someone who exists all over the world. You mean like a god? Or maybe the devil? Seven grinned. As Junpei was trying to figure out what on earth he was going to say next, Clover's shrill voice pierced the room. Hey, what are you two doing over there? Stop wasting time and get over here. Okay, we're coming. Jeez. Seven looked at Junpei. Yeah, so anyway, that's the story. It might be useful someday. Don't forget it. With that cryptic remark, he turned and left the room. Junpei was left behind to ponder what he just heard. Information being transmitted invisibly. Could such a thing really exist? Well, thinking about that crap isn't going to help me right now. We need to figure out how to get the hell out of here first. He took a deep breath, tried to clear his mind, and followed after Seven. Just a little thing, and I will be doing this during the true ending. If you go through door 4 first, he will... there will be a choice, it's like, just let it go normally, you can exit the room, or... do you know the word Ice 9? And he would be like, Ice 9, yeah, that's what it's called. But I'll be mentioning that later. So yeah, we got those parts. Also, there is a bit here with Clover. I'm not sure if it will happen, because you meant to have the bookmark. But yeah, I'll do that in the true ending as well. A cabinet with a drawer in it. Let's see, huh? Let's see if... Huh, a piece of paper. What's this? Is this some kind of medical record? Yeah, let me click on it. There it is. New material has been added to the file screen. Ah, my ears. Freaky. Okay, so how do I... Medical record. Okay, then, so... I'm guessing that's weights. Sure. found a breaker. Boom. Damn, it's not opening. Locked, of course. The blue plate on here seems a little suspicious, though. Same thing. Won't open. Looks like it's locked. There's a red plate on it. Do you think that means something? And just for the sake of it. Damn, it's not opening. Won't even budge. Look at this purple plate on it. Each of them said it. Wow. A sink. The doctors and nurses probably washed their hands here before an operation. Nothing suspicious, Sam. It's locked. It won't even budge. Do you think this is the exit? 7. Knock it down. Now, whoops. We're meant to have... Ah, my ear really hurts for some reason. We're meant to have this... Yeah, the blue light turned on. I heard noise. It sounded like something unlocking. Yeah. It's weird. It's like this game. I remember some bits, but other bits I just can't remember. So that may explain why I'm doing things like this. The red light's on now. I think I heard another noise. And lastly, let's mix these two. I get it. You combine the red liquid and the blue liquid to make a purple one. Good job, Junpei. Purple light came on and I heard it unlock. Sure, it's unlocked. The locker with the blue plate, purple plate has got to be unlocked. Alright, let's see what happened. Is it called purple now? Yeah, purple liquid. I don't see how they get it out. Fake stomach. Oops. This bed doesn't look very comfortable. Okay, so we've collected the 6 parts of the medical manual. So the ones we got must be for Lucy. Yeah, it seems like it. Well, let's say we give Lucy her parts back. Agreed. Alright, let's get started. Combine! Hey, nothing happened. That's odd. Maybe it's the wrong way. Wait, yeah, well, you know how there's a scale on the side of the bed. Maybe we need to get the scale to a specific number. How are we going to do that? I think we're supposed to swap our body parts with John's. Oh, let's give it a shot. The screen below displays 2 medical mannequins. You can switch their body parts by touching the part you want to switch out, and the part you want to switch in. Okay then. So basically, just gonna mess around. Okay, I think I've lost it. See, so that weighs like 5, wasn't it? Hang on a second. No dice. I think if we knew the weight of each part, we'd figure it out. Hang on a second, so what's the weight difference? The weight difference is 2.5, that means we need to move 1.25. Junpei, are you looking at the medical record? Yeah, I know, that's what I'm about to do. Okay. So we need to move 1.25, so what would we move? Maybe a chest for a heart, and then his chest. Maybe. Just a guess, though. Oh, wait, no. It says their overall weight here. So we need to move all up. We need to move 1.9. Yeah, 1.9. Really? Okay, I didn't say that. So that means we need to move around 9.5. It's even harder than I thought. It shouldn't be as hard as I thought. What do I move though? Like, seriously? Oh, I got it. Let's see. Yeah, that should be right. No, actually, it won't be. Yeah, fucking. This is so annoying. So close! Fucking hell. I'm like, so close. Ooh, yes! Oh, that beeping scared me! It came from John's operating table. We better check it out. Okay. I could have just went left, but okay. Ooh. The lid on the scale. It's a key! Must have opened because we matched John's weight to what's on the chart. Oh. I'm so stupid. I am so bloody stupid right now. I was trying to make him even. Sheesh. I just got it by pure luck. That is completely annoying. Hey, hold on. Junpei stopped about to put the key into the doorknob. What's up? Where's Clover? Huh? Junpei turned around. Clover was nowhere to be seen. God damn it, where the hell did she go? Okay, just hold on a minute. I'll go get her. Sure thing. Junpei left Seven at the door and headed back to the left operating table room. He found her standing next to the operating table. She was staring at the mannequin. Hey, Clover, what's wrong? Come on, let's get out of here. She didn't respond. If she hadn't been standing up and breathing, Junpei might have thought she was dead. What are you doing? Did you want to come back and say goodbye to John? It wasn't the best joke, but it was something. An attempt to lighten the mood. Clover didn't laugh. She stood stock heel and said nothing. Hey, Clover, can you hear me? Perhaps it was something he'd said, or perhaps it was something else. Suddenly her mouth opened, and she whispered in a dry, dead voice. My brother might be dead. Huh? That's why you couldn't find him. If he's dead, I'm gonna be next. Suddenly the operating room felt very cold. What are you talking about? What's wrong with you? He gave her a small shake, but she still didn't respond. The silence grew heavier. Let's just get out of here. We've got the key. Let's use it. That cool with you? Clover nodded, almost imperceptibly. Still, Junpei was glad to see she was at least somewhat responsive. By the way, when she's talking about that, he says let's leave, but if you have the Clover card with you, it allows you to give her the Clover card. And that's what we'll be doing in the chew now. He put his hands on her shoulder and guided her to the operating table, the preparation room. As they arrived at the door, she suddenly stopped. I'm sorry. What was this? Why was she apologizing? Junpei wasn't sure what to make of it. Was she emotionally unstable because her brother had gone missing? I'm really sorry. Just forget everything I told you, okay? Don't worry about it. Really, I mean it. How could anyone pretend not to hear something like that? But something told him that this wasn't the time to press the issue. Junpei gave her the warmest, kindest smile he could manage. Alright, thank you. Her smile was weak. It was almost painful to watch. Damn, what the hell took you guys so long? Seven looked up as they walked into the room, clearly irritated. You playing doctor in there or something? Maybe. Jealous? Seven avoided answering the question. They stood in front of the door. Junpei took out the Jupiter key. Alright, I'm gonna put it in now. You don't need to keep asking. Just do it, alright? Fine then. He slid the key into the keyhole and turned it. He found it unlocked. The door opened with a soft, melancholy creak. Beyond it lay a simple white hallway. There was no fanfare or confetti. Obviously, there was no one there to applaud them. They simply walked through the door. That was it. Alright, let's get going. Hey man, what's up with you? You're so serious, you know? Can't you sound more happy? You know, get a little excited. Not really. Junpei turned away from Seven and took his first step down the simple white hallway. My brother might be dead. I'm gonna be next. Clover had told him only a few minutes before that her brother was probably dead, and she was likely to follow. How could he pretend to be happy after hearing something like that? You found it! And you also have a very low heart because Clover is going insane. They left the operating table. The hallway took them around several corners and past several doors, but they were all locked. Until at last. The final door was hidden in the corner of the hallway. Junpei grabbed the handle. As he made to push it open, a voice stopped him. The voice came from behind him and belonged to neither Seven nor Clover. Jumpy! He spun around. He saw someone running towards him from the other end of the hallway. The face is someone, and not, "Oh, I know you." There were three people coming towards Junpei and his companions. Santa, Lotus, and June. They pulled up short in front of Junpei, breathing hard. Whoa! What the hell is this? What are you doing here? What? But we didn't... Before he could finish, Clover spoke. Hey guys, could you come take a look at this? She was standing near the end of the hallway, small hallway that branched off to the right. The rest of them ran over to her, curious as to what she'd found. There was something on the wall at the end of the hallway. A map! A map of the ship's interior! It said C deck in the upper left corner. It was, they assumed, a map to the floor they were on. Door 7 and Door 8. The map confirmed what they knew already. Both doors eventually led to the hallways where they had found themselves in. So let's see. Yep, that goes in, and that's where the operating table is, and stuff like that. But there were like several doors in that room, which I found very funny. Like, does that make sense? When you walk in, there's like another door, but it doesn't show that in here. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, it does. I'm looking at it completely wrong. Okay, I'm stupid. Yeah, it's a small room. Anyway, in fact, yeah, isn't that what I said? We aren't going to be split up permanently until we find the door 9. We might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again. Otherwise, we won't be able to open door 9. That's how the nonary game works. Junpei looked at the map of the ship's interior again. As he looked more closely, his surprise and excitement gave way to his wariness. One by one, the others saw what he'd seen. They moved as one from the door. He pulled the map of the ship's interior, put it in his pocket, and followed the others. The 6 of them stood in front of the door, arrayed in a semicircle. Santa stepped forward. He took hold of the door and spoke without looking back at the other 5. Ready? I'm going to open it. Slowly, all 5 nodded their silent assent. With a deep breath, Santa threw open the door. They poured through the doorway into the room. Even without looking around, each of them knew where they were. They were just where the map had said. The same room they'd been in not so very long ago. The tremendous central hospital room with empty beds from wall to wall. Ah, yes, we can skip this bit. Yay! I'll be right back then. Wait, never mind. The key? Ain't that what I just said? I'm talking about the Jupiter key. We found it in the operating room. Right, Junpei? Junpei nodded. Ah, the solar system keys. We found a couple more in the laboratory in the kitchen. Here, the Earth key and the Saturn key. And with that, she pressed them into Junpei's hands. The metal key had the Earth symbol on it, and the key card had the Saturn symbol on it. I might lose them. It's probably better if you hold on to them. That way it won't be my fault if they get lost. Junpei felt slightly less than honoured. As a group, they now had 3 keys that had not been used. The Jupiter key, which had been found in the operating room. The Earth key, which Lotus had just handed Junpei. Ow. The Saturn key, and the Saturn key card, which Lotus had just handed to Junpei. Yeah. Of course there's a reason. Now let's do this one. June was probably afraid of being locked up alone with a boy. After a little thought, Junpei decided that she had been nervous about being locked up in such a small space along with a boy. In a way, it was kinda cute. Very demure, you could say, he thought. Still, even though it wasn't exactly roomy in the elevator, they weren't going to be pressed up against one another. At least they didn't have to be. Still, it was making her nervous. Junpei couldn't help but think how innocent she was. Come on, let's go. Again, he stepped towards the elevator. And again, he found himself restrained. I said, wait a minute. Why? Aren't you afraid, Jumpy? Afraid of what? Well, I've never, She'd never been in an elevator with a man alone before. Even so, she still seemed awfully alarmed. I might get wet. What? Down there, I get soaking wet. Well, I mean, of course you would. That's the way it works. I mean, I've never heard of anyone getting soaking wet somewhere else. That's true. You don't mind? Mind what? Getting wet. Well, I don't know. I think I'd probably, like it. Gosh, Jumpy, you're so brave. Really? I mean, I kind of think any guy would do the same, What happens, right? If you get the chance, you just gotta go for it. That's what a man's supposed to do, I guess. You're so cool, Jumpy. I really admire you. That doesn't really seem like the sort of thing you ought to admire someone for. I'm really scared. Yeah, I mean, like you said, you've never done it before. Yes, so I don't think I'll be able to last very long, and then it'll be over. Over? Yes. I'll go to heaven. Heaven? It feels kind of like you're floating in space and your mind gets all fuzzy, like when you pass out. At least that's what I've heard from people who have experienced it. Yes, I've heard that too, although I don't think the same thing happens to guys. What? Huh? But it would happen to men too, wouldn't it? It would happen to anyone. Once it gets into your body, the same thing happens to everyone. Well, I mean, usually it doesn't go inside the man. I mean, generally. Yes, it does. Well, eventually it will. It's not like you really have a choice. Your body will force you to swallow some of it eventually. But what are you trying to do to me? Nothing. I'm not going to do anything to you. I'm just saying that that's what happens. It's psychological reaction to what you're experiencing. Was that really how it happened? It occurred to Junpei that perhaps that was how it worked. Perhaps he'd been mistaken all these years. Had he misunderstood life so gravely? The thought terrified him. June seemed to be entirely oblivious to Junpei's amount of confusion and terror. I know most men probably have larger lungs, but even then I don't think you could hold your breath for 20 or even 10 minutes. Eventually you have to breathe and then the water will get into your lungs. Once that happens, your body won't be able to get your oxygen anymore, and you'll start to feel the floaty feeling as you pass out. Finally, Junpei understood. He understood what June was trying to say, and why she was so scared. Yeah, you're right, you wouldn't last very long. See? She was afraid that the only elevator button pointed down. Yep, now I can skip all of it. That was worth it. That was very worth it. And now I will skip this bit. Here's a new bit. Well, we'd probably get really wet up there. Huh? At any rate, we should probably... Oh, so it was just a joke from before. Okay. So here we are. So we've already gone through door 2, so we won't be doing that one. We'll be going through door 1. My choice is door 1. Santa was unconvinced. Hey, wait a minute there. You cheating? Cheating? I'm asking if you changed your number after you heard what doors we wanted. How could I do that? I wrote it down on the paper earlier. Let me see that. Junpei shrugged and handed it to him. Santa examined it furiously. The others peeped at it as well. As they did, Junpei quickly slipped the piece of paper he'd been hiding into his pocket. Although he'd never know it now, Santa had been justified in his positions. Junpei had switched papers. He had prepared 3 pieces of paper for doors 1, 2, and 6. He put the paper with door 6 on it into the pot. He put a small mark on it so that he would know which one is his. He put the paper that said door 1 in his left hand, and the paper that read door 2 in his right. When the drawing began, he saw to it that he drew last. The rest was easy. If he wanted to go into door 1, he'd use his left hand, and his right hand if he wanted door 2. Of course, if he wanted door 6, that would be simple. All he needed to do was switch nothing and say 6. Say 6 had been what he wanted all along. Well, what does it say? He felt the urge to smirk. You got lucky. Santa snorted and tossed the paper aside, frustrated. Why would he be worried that he chose door 1? Very well, we've decided who will go through door 1. It'll be Clover, Junpei, and myself. 1, 4, 5, and 10. That equals 1. Our only problem is the 2 remaining teams. June and I want door 6. Lotus and I want door 2. That's not good. Let's see, that would equal 9, and that would equal 15? Yeah, 15. So you'd be able to get into door 6. We can't open either of those doors with only 2 people. Fine, 7 will go through door 6. I didn't really want to go through door 2 anyway. Besides, if we've got a younger girl with us, it'll lower the average age. Wait, what? Wait, 7? Oh, well, sure was a loss for words. Lotus was not. That pig. I love it's going through the screen. You just wait and see. Her eyes were the eyes of a woman prepared to kill. A shiver ran down Junpei's spine. What the hell, 7? Even after they separated the staircase, Lotus was still muttering angrily to herself. Circumstances dictated that Junpei and June would have to part ways again, but this time it didn't sting quite so much. After all, he knew he would see her again. Till we find that 9 door, 0 ain't gonna split us up. We might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again. Otherwise, we can't open the door 9. That's how the nonary game works. Junpei, Ace, and Clover headed towards door A. Towards A deck. They took out the earth key and opened the door to the left. It opened, and they walked through. It was just as Santa and Lotus had said. At the end of the hallway sat a door with a large red 1 upon it. A numbered door. To the left of it, bolted to the wall, was the red. Ace went first and waved his wrist over the scanner panel. Junpei was next. Finally, listlessly, Clover lifted her arm. She leaned it towards the scanner panel. The third asterisk clicked alive, shining brightly. Ace took hold of the lever. He took a deep breath, and turned to Junpei and Clover. Are you ready? Shall I put in? Shall I pull it? Yeah, anytime. Clover said nothing. She noted little more than a logic twitch. Very well, then let's go. 3, 2, 1. The door opened. They stumbled into the room. Frantically, Junpei scanned the room. His eyes stopped on the device that would determine whether they lived or died. There it is! Over there! Next to the door they'd come through was the dead. As one, they ran to it. They put their hands over it as if they were fighting with it. It's like if it showed all three hands trying to go in there at the same time. Yeah, no, it stopped. You don't have to keep it saying it. Junpei could feel his heart pounding against the inside of his ribs. Ace and Clover were breathing hard and fast. It was the third time they'd been through the process, but they had yet to grow accustomed to it. Not that Junpei wanted to. He planned to finish this game before he got a chance to let imminent death become commonplace. Junpei looked around again, this time more slowly. There was another door, different from the one they'd entered through. He took hold of the knob and gently pulled it. So this is the wheelhouse. He closed the door again and turned to Ace and Clover. He fixed each in turn with a meaningful stare and spoke. Ace, you investigate the wheelhouse next door. Very well. Clover, you're in charge of this room. Say something. Okay, I will. Alright then. Let's get started. Why are you being so mean to Clover, Junpei? Obviously she's sad. She just found out Snake died. Like, for fuck's sake. Don't be so mean. Anyway. So. Ooh. What's this? Do we need, like, hang this up or something? A world map with the Atlantic Ocean in the center. There are a number of red pins. Several locations. One of these red pin means. Well, the nautical charts I picked up earlier have a map like this one. Maybe one of them matches up to the pins or something. Let's see. Well, what do you know? Looks like this one matches up with pins. Okay, so we've got 7 locations connected by straight lines. And each one has a word next to it. That's probably the speed. Oh, great. So we have to figure that out. Oh, great. The shelves are lined with books. Let's see what's in the blue one. There's something written on it. Ship's log. Huh? Ship's log. New material has been added to the file screen. Congratulations. It's a wooden box. Maybe a case for letters. Hey, Clover, you ever write letters? Nothing. The left drawer. Let's have a look. Nothing. It's a compass. A voice he hadn't expected started Junpei from examination of the pocket table. Pocket watch. Oh, pocket watch. Might I take a look at that? He spun around to find Ace standing in the doorway. Junpei shrugged and handed him the pocket watch. Hey man, what are you doing over in this room? Oh, I just thought I'd come and check up on the two of you. Is there a problem? Yes, there is. Why would it be a problem? Okay. Whoa. Not a problem, but... Junpei looked desperately around the room anyway, but at Ace, trying to find a convincing reason to dismiss him. Ace opened his mouth, then took another look at Junpei and shut it again. A small smirk appeared on his face. Oh, I see, of course. He looked Junpei over, then glanced at Clover. I apologize for the intrusion. Well, best of luck. Oh god, this game is really pervy. Ace gave Junpei a knowing pat on the shoulder and left. For no reason he could fathom, Junpei's head began to hurt. A sharp, piercing pain. Sharp pain in his head. How much time passed, he wasn't sure, but he did notice when Ace strode through the door. His smile was more of a smirk, and he had the air of a man who knew more than his opponent. Ah yes, there was something I wanted to check, if you don't mind. Yeah, what's up? Pardon me. With no warning, Ace slipped his hand into the pocket of Junpei's vest. Hey, what the hell are you doing? He reached for Ace's arm, but it was already too late. In the older man's hands were the pieces of paper Junpei had balled up and hidden in his pocket. Just as I thought. You switched them, didn't you? When we voted. Oh well, I can't say that I care. I managed to get through the numbered door I wanted, despite your mischief. When? Why did you? Oh, simple curiosity. I hope you won't think ill of me for it. Wow, he already knew. Ace smiled, gave Junpei a friendly pat on the shoulder, and then turned on his heel and left. It was a small defeat, but it was a defeat. Junpei had lost the upper hand, and he knew it. He could feel his stomach begin to tense. I still had the pocket watch. Well. The red drawer. Let's have a look. Don't tell me he put it in there when he put the thingamajig in there. Junpei, are you trying to open that door? Forget it, it's pointless. I tried it earlier. It won't open. Well, you're talking. Alright, it looks like a kind of wilted flower. Anyway, I already looked at those. The hame! Well, steering wheel might be a more appropriate term. Stuff that. What would be the point of moving it? The ship is stopped. Why would be the use of a steering wheel? Yeah, I know, still. Compass! It appears to be broken, however. You see, the glass cover has been smashed to pieces. Oh, look at this. It's a wooden ball with a circular hole in it. Yes, I suppose you could call it a helm. A steering wheel might be more accurate. However... Compass, and what destiny does it point us to? I really hope you don't think that sounded cool. An engine order telegraph. They use this on old ships to adjust the speed of the ship. Like the gear shift in a car. Well, it's a little different. This device doesn't connect directly to the engine. In short, it's a transmitter. The navigation officer uses it to set the speed of the ship, and it sends a signal to the engine. There's a handle on top of it which can be moved back and forth to... Hold on, huh? There's no handle. Alright, there isn't. It looks as though it was deliberately removed. There is the handle. What is this? Some kind of display? It looks a little like an electronic scoreboard. I imagine it was added recently. Okay, so we're back in this room now. Never mind. Looks like this is the only exit. Looks like there's some sort of lock. Got a weird shape indentation. Huh? This shape, maybe. Looks like the pocket watch would fit in there. Nothing. I imagine the pocket watch is intended to go in there. But we may need to do something with the watch first. Wait. So this isn't good. So many drawers, but nothing inside of them. Seriously? My desk. Anything in the drawers? Nope. It's a compass behind the helm. The steering wheel. Let's see if... Whoa! Looks like the steering wheel moves. So it would seem. I noticed something else as well. What's that? Well, when you move this wheel, the compass also moves. What do you mean? The ship, it's moving. Huh, tricked you, didn't I? The wheel and the compass must be connected to one another somehow. Do you think that's important? Well, let's try turning it again. So, yeah, basically we're going to move this to the map. So... no, I don't want the ships. Oh, there it is. So... I'll have to go to shift half, full I mean, south I mean, shift, south full, west half, diagonal down, slow, and then full half, and then stop. So down, left, diagonal down, diagonal up, and then right. Let's try to remember that. Oh, this is going to be so annoying. Hang on a second, I need to look at that one more time. I've got the memorization of the thing in my head. Full, half, slow, full, half, stop. Oh, that's easy to remember. Full, half, slow, full, half. Is this maybe it? No. Okay. South, and then it was west. And then it was, ooh, diagonal down. So, and then it was, I don't remember. Nothing is happening. Junpei, this is almost certainly one of Zero's puzzles. There must be a clue here somewhere that will help us solve it. Have you found anything? Perhaps something with points of the compass on it. Yeah, I know, but it says full, half, and everything, but I don't know if I've actually got that. Unless, of course, I have to write that into the other thing. So, yeah, I was thinking I had to go, like, right or up and down after that diagonal, but no, I just got diagonal again. Okay, so let's go check this thing out first. An engine order telegraph. The handle's been taken off. If we can find a replacement handle, we'll probably get it to move. Let's see if we can find a replacement handle then. What's it like? Well, I guess she doesn't really feel like talking. She's not really paying attention to anything, is she? Her mind must be somewhere else. I wonder why. A chair. Clover isn't talking much. Guess that's understandable. I mean, she's been through a lot. Really, it's more surprising that she's still together enough to talk at all. There's nothing left in the drawer. Well, whatever. Pretty much an empty desk. My brother's desk looked a lot like this. But as you can see, he never put stuff on it that he didn't need. Damn, that's what I'm supposed to say to that. What am I supposed to say to that, I mean? Sheesh, where am I meant to go? There's another room on the other side of the window. This room is just like the other one, metal plates bolted over the walls. Heck, not just bolted, it looks like they're being welded on. No way in hell we're getting those off anytime soon. I'm guessing they're two opposite things, so maybe if I just do the order, so... It's in south, and then west, whoa, and then diagonal down, and then diagonal up, and then east. And then north? Oh, good! What the? The handle came off. The hell is wrong with my emulator? Like, seriously, it just keeps on clicking off. The handle came off. Stooping so low at U0. Oh, now we got. Oh, whoops. Yeah, no, don't worry. So, I sure hope this handle fits. Yes, it fits. Excellent. That should allow us to operate the engine's order telegraph. Let's give it a shot. Okay, so, full. Half. Slow. Full. Half. Stop. Oh, whoops. Nothing's happening. No, I don't think so. Take a look over there above the door to the chart room. What? Oh! Hello there. There's something on the wall that looks like a kind of an arrival board. It's only stuff displayed on the left side. What the hell is this? It's the name of the ports of the world. I imagine it's showing us the ship's route. You know, just like the ones you might see at an airport. Departing excess carrier, stuff like that. It does look like there's the names of all the ports on all the ships. But there's only one line that shows the arrival time. Now, the time on the bottom right. 47 seconds and 25 minutes past 7 o'clock. Perhaps that's the arrival time. There's a whole bunch of words on the arrival board. Looks like they're showing the different stops on the ship's route. The time is expected to arrive. The time is set to 25 minutes and whatever. Why would they specify seconds? Ooh, the pocket watch. 47 seconds, stuff like that. This time is suspicious. And it's set even to the last second. There has to be a meaning behind it. Well, perhaps. Suddenly, excuse me, Jinbei. Hey, you just took my pocket watch. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Just trust me. It should be fine now. Well, thanks for giving me the pocket watch back, but you don't need to look so smug. I took a look at the needle, and 47 seconds, 25 minutes past 7 o'clock. So you changed it to match the arrival time. You know what to do next, right? Give it a shot. Well, first of all, I need to view the maps log. Unless of course there's more to that and I'm just not realizing it. In case, I'll just go through this door. Oh, sorry. So basically the pocket watch, I wasn't talking for some reason, I completely forgot. It didn't work for some reason. Are you saying that the arrival time board is the wrong time? Yeah, I think it might. We need to figure out how to get it to show the right one. So... Alright, let's give this another shot. So, full, half, slow, full, half, dead slow. Come on, that's what it says. Full, half, slow, full, half, dead stop. So maybe it needs to be dead slow stop or something like that. Ship's log. Let's read the ship's log. We leave soon for a new journey. After leaving the port, we headed south and west. We turned southwest to steer around the continent. We proceeded northwest. We made port, then changed our heading to east for a time, and we are now heading due north. Soon we will dock in the United Kingdom, the homeland of this vessel. Another shot, fine. Full, half, slow, full, half, dead slow, stop. Yay! Huh? That's weird. I thought I put on the right speed. Did I mess up? No, I don't think so. The same thing happened earlier, remember? It's going to change the arrival board. Yeah, you're right. Let's check it out. Junpei, take a look at this. The display panels look different. Yeah, you're right. Only the left half of it is on now. The last line, it says that the estimated arrival time at the final destination is 10 seconds past 3 o'clock. Oh, then you mean... I see. Good work, Junpei. You're a sharp one. You matched up the hands on the watch like it did earlier, didn't you? Now you said it 10 seconds past 3. Yep, then surely you know what needs to happen next. Let's give it a shot, shall we? Looks like this is some sort of lock. It's got a weird shape indentation. Actually, it's shaped like the pocket watch. Yay! Good work! It seems you were successful. Hey, Clover! Look, we unlocked the door. Now we can get out of this room. Oh, well, let's go then. Okay then. You found it. The space they found themselves in outside of the wheelhouse was far too narrow to be called a hallway. On their left was a wooden door. Junpei pushed it open and stepped into the room beyond. It was full of all manner of turn-of-the-century electronic equipment. Most of them were things they'd never seen before. They had no idea what they might have been for, let alone how to operate them. One smaller machine had a metal bar that ended with a circular handle. Ace seemed to recognize it. Ah yes, a telegraph key. It They were used to transmit Morse code a long time ago. He turned and slowly took in the room. This must be the communication office. Across the room from the door they'd entered through was another door. A metal plate was nailed to it. It read, Captain's Quarters. The Captain Quarters. That's what it says. Then do you think... I am Zero, the captain of this ship. Ace swallowed. Junpei could feel his hands begin to sweat. Only Clover seemed unaffected. Well, we won't know if we don't open it. She walked up to the door and put her hand on the knob. It opened easily and without as much as a pause. Junpei and Ace followed. The first thing they saw... Well then, was a man on the floor, covered in blood. Junpei felt his body seize up. His mouth went dry and he felt very, very cold. The blood in his veins slowed to a crawl, and his heart tightened like a fist. This was the third time he'd seen the horror of a death laid out before him. He didn't think it was something so he could stand to see much more of. Still, he had begun to accept that whatever it was he saw, whatever happened to him was beyond his control, and whatever force controlled him was driven to a determination that he could not hope to match. If he saw Clover's pictures to the left, she's like, hee. A sense of helplessness, of desperation washed over him. It left behind a feeling of utter emptiness that wormed its way through his body like acid. Then he realized they had yet to check the man's pulse. Perhaps he was still alive. Fueled by that spark of hope, Junpei ran to the man's body. His heart fell. His fingers on the man's neck felt no pulse. His pupils had dilated and he wasn't breathing. Junpei lifted the man's already stiff body. There was a deep red wound on his chest. Junpei did not have time to not wonder long at what could have made such a wound. For lying next to the corpse was an axe. The entire blade of it was drenched in bright red blood. From the shape of the man's wound, there could be no doubt that it had been made by an axe. Junpei looked again at the body again. The lake of blood stretched out around it. It was wearing the clothes of a ship's captain, although they were stained with the body. A captain. Did that mean this man was Zero? On his left hand was a bracelet. The number on the bracelet was 0. It was only then that Junpei noticed the stench of blood that sealed the room. He couldn't help but laugh. There was nothing else for him to say. It was too simple, too obvious, too straightforward. If there hadn't been a dead man on the floor, Junpei might have thought it was a joke. There's blood on the chair. Do you think this was the dead guys? Yeah, probably. It's a lamp, but it doesn't turn on. I don't think there's anything special about it. The screen shows the big hospital room. There's just some random hallway on this one. The screen showing what's happening at the central staircase on B deck. The screen shows what's going on in a small room somewhere that I don't recognize. This room's on the screen that looks very fancy. Oh, that's door 5. It's door 5 on the top of the right. I don't recognize this room. This one shows the central staircase on C deck. Let's see, where are these rooms? I think the bottom right one is the operating room. Could be wrong though. Don't know what the top middle one is though. Actually, it's keyboard. There's a bunch of weird buttons on there. They probably switched what you see on the screens. Do you know how that works thing? Why don't we just press one of these? Like this one. Well, I guess it does change the... Well, what the hell is this? Junpei snorted with grim humor for the second time since he'd come into this room. The 4 screens along the bottom had a single letter each, spelling out 0. Junpei felt as though he was being mocked. The real villains were somewhere laughing at him. What do you think? He turned to Clover, who was standing next to him. Her voice was almost too low to hear. Nothing. It seemed that she cared about a little. Of course, Junpei could hardly blame her. Given the strain she was surely under, Junpei was somewhat surprised she had responded at all. Still, he had to ask. He gestured towards the corpse. What about him? Do you think that's really Zero? Clover shook her head weakly. There's no way that's him. Didn't I tell you already? Zero is one of us. Yeah, right. I know it's important to figure out who this guy is, but don't you think we should figure out how to get out of here first? But, please, I don't want to waste any more time. Clover looked miserable, as if she could start crying at any moment. Junpei just didn't have the heart to tell her no. Alright, sure thing. Was his mind playing tricks on him, Junpei wondered? For remember, he could have sworn he'd seen Clover smile. I think this probably used to be a door. Nobody's going through it as long as there's metal plates here, though. Well, even without the metal plate, the desk is in the way. Toolkit! Yeah, I got some ink. It's an old telegraph machine. I'll be honest, I have no idea how it works. It's an old telegraph machine. Yeah, nothing suspicious. Hey, look, it's a monkey with glasses. How on earth did you arrive at that conclusion? Hey, look, it's a model of a steam engine. How on earth did you arrive at that conclusion? The cable that comes out of this thing is connected to the desk. What does that mean? It's a telegraph key, a machine for transmitting Morse code. I tried sending an SOS earlier, but I doubt that did anything. Zero would never make it that easy. So you think it's broken? No, it works. I'm just not sure if it actually transmits anything outside of the ship. SOS. Pair of headphones. I can't hear anything. Guess whatever they were connected to doesn't work anymore. What's this? It's blank. There's nothing written on it. Combine them. Oh, whoops. How about this? Nope. Okay. Alright, this screwdriver ought to make the short work of music box. Looks to be a cylinder. There are a number of pins and some pieces of metal that look rather like fans attached to it. Okay, now we can combine these. I guess I'll put the ink on the cylinder. Let's see, put ink on the cylinder. Yeah, if I roll it across a piece of paper, the pins and the fans will leave marks on it. The pins will make dots and the fans will leave lines. Alright, then show us. Now it's going to roll the cylinder across a piece of paper, and if I'm right, the ink should... Just as you suspected, right? Now you have a pattern of dots and lines in the paper. Imagine it's Morse code. These dots and lines are the dots and dashes of Morse code. Looks as though that drawer is the only thing that's locked. I don't see a keyhole though. An electric lock perhaps. Take a look at the left side of the drawer. Yeah, there's cables over there. That must mean... yeah, I know. Okay. Alright, I've got the Morse code I'm supposed to enter. If I do this right, something will happen, I hope. Alright, no Morse code, so boom, boom, boom. Yeah! That's the last one, and yes! Excellent work, Junpei. Good job. You seem to have figured it out. You've unlocked the drawer. A red file lay in the drawer. Junpei reached down and picked it up. The cover read Alice, or All Ice. But was it supposed to say All Ice? There wasn't a space between the L and the I. Were they trying to say Alice was a single word? It was an interesting thought, but it left Junpei's mind quickly as he opened the file. What lay inside was far more interesting. Far more confusing. Each page was covered with strange characters. They looked like tiny drawings of birds, snakes, insects, horned animals, wings, and even nearly humans. There were many pages in the file, and each was full of these strange symbols. What the hell is this? He didn't realize he'd spoken out loud until Ace looked over at him. They were hieroglyphics, a form of writing used in ancient Egypt. In ancient Egypt? That's right. Can you read them? Of course. I can't. What would make you think I could? What the hell? Junpei flipped through a few more pages. It wasn't just 1 or 2 pages that were covered in the strange symbols. Every single page was covered in them. Trying to read them was pointless. Junpei wasn't going to waste any more time with them. He made to close the file. But something fell out. He bent down and picked it up. A keycard. There was a symbol on it that reminded Junpei of the symbols of Saturn and Mercury keycards. This one, however, had a dot in the symbol of the male symbol. Uranus. That's the Uranus symbol. Junpei looked over to see Ace examining the thing. In addition to the Uranus symbol, there were 3 words engraved on the card. On the lower right, it said Bottom Deck Library. Was the bottom deck a library? Whatever might be there, however, would have to wait. At that moment, there was nothing Junpei could do. He gripped the key tighter and shoved it into his deep pocket. New material has been added. Unique key. Notice, it doesn't matter what I push on him. It's not working. And then the power's on. The control panel for the electric lock. Looks like a keyhole. Maybe the key I got over there. Sweet, just had to put the key in. Junpei, look, there's a minus sign. Yeah, there's 8 of them. This probably means we've got to put in 8 digits. Do you think you can figure it out? Yeah, it's pretty simple actually. It's hexadecimal. Once put in the 8-digit number, just press E, and if I mess up, I guess I just put C. Basically, the letter's 0 in hexadecimal, so let's see. Z is the 26 number, plus the normal base 10, so 9. Would be 37. 35, I mean. Oh, whoops. The next one is E, so A, B, C, D, E, that's 5, so that's 14. And then R, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. So it's 18. So that would be 27. And then O, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. Wait, is that? Yeah, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. So that would be 24. Yay! Yes, it worked. Good job, Junpei. Excellent. You seem to have unlocked it. Good work, Junpei. Alright, let's go. They stepped out of the captain's quarters and into another hallway. The hallway stretched out in front of him, Junpei, for a bit before turning left, like a great backward L. Junpei rounded the corner and took off down the straightaway. He ran, and ran, and ran, and ran, and ran. At the end of the hallway was a door. He made straight for it. He was nearly halfway to it when he noticed a piece of paper in the middle of the floor. What was a piece of paper doing in the middle of the hallway? Junpei skittled to a halt. He dropped down to his hands and knees and quickly tore the paper off the floor. Oh, it's a map. Now that he had a chance to examine it more closely, it was clear that it was a map. More specifically, a map of the ship's interior for the A-deck. What's wrong? Ace, slightly slower by virtue of his advanced age, had finally caught up to Junpei. Junpei said nothing, simply showed Ace what he had found. He looked at it long enough to determine what it was, and nodded. I see. With that, he began running again, past Junpei. Junpei shoved the map into his pockets, and got up to follow Ace, but something stopped him. Hey, where's Clover? He turned around. Clover was nowhere to be seen. Damn it, what the hell is she up to? Junpei muttered angrily under his breath, and took off back the way it came. As he stomped around the corner, he saw her. He was standing in front of the door to the captain's quarters, her hand on the doorknob. As Junpei watched, she closed it gently and quietly. What the hell are you doing? Nothing? What do you mean, nothing? Clover had unconsciously put her hands over her pockets of her jacket, as if to try to hide something. What the hell is that? What? You got something in your pocket. What is it? Oh, this? This is... I wonder. What the hell? Go on, we gotta hurry. With that, Clover ran straight past the somewhat confused Junpei. As she did it, he caught a glimpse of her back. Sticking up from the collar was something that looked like a big wooden stick. Hey Clover, what the hell's that thing on your back? She didn't respond. Instead, she quickly turned the corner and disappeared. Junpei did his best to convince himself that it would make sense later and ran off after Clover. Junpei pushed through the door and found themselves in a large room with a large set of stairs. It was just what he had expected to see after reading the map. His "I see" after reading the map himself meant that Ace had probably realized the same thing. Junpei looked around, but Ace was nowhere to be seen. He put his hands on the handrail and leaned over to look down. There he was. And not just Ace, Santa, June, Seven, and Lotus as well. Junpei and Clover glanced at each other and hurried down the stairs. They reached the B deck at the same time. Jumpy! Clover! June's face was excited. Something had happened, that much Junpei could tell, by simply looking at her. What's up? Given their situation, he was not inclined to be excited about sudden developments. June, however, couldn't contain herself. We found it! Found what? We found it! What did you find? The last door. We found door 9. What? Come on, just follow us. We'll explain on the way. Okay, let's go. Seven turned and jogged off down the stairs. The rest followed. We finally made it. The relief and excitement in her voice echoed what each of them had felt. Yeah, it's finally time. Junpei wasn't quite ready to believe they'd already done it. At least not just yet. Still, if everyone said that it was door 9, then it probably was. He could feel his heart racing. A mixture of anticipation and fear ran through his veins, and he could feel his legs shaking. He was doing his best to maintain a sense of healthy skepticism, but he couldn't deny that the prospect of an escape was an exciting one. But there was one thing he couldn't get off his mind. The numbered door could only accommodate between 3 to 5 people. There were 7 of them on the way to door 9. That meant that even in the best case scenario, there would be 2 of them who would have to stay behind. 2 people. He didn't have any solutions to that problem yet, but he was desperately hoping one would present itself. Junpei looked over the clock. The hands indicated that it was 4:30. They had 90 minutes before their time was up. Hey, Junpei! June! What the hell are you two doing? Hurry it up! Santa's voice jolted Junpei out of his reverie. Let's go, Jumpy! June took off down the stairs, jogging as quickly as she could. Junpei followed. They were quiet for a while, until... They had just reached C deck when Clover spoke. Hey, what about door 2? Everyone else stopped. They all turned to look at Clover. Seven spoke. What about door 2? Door 2 is the only one we haven't gone through it, I mean. Yes, that is true. Are you guys okay with that? Not investigating it? So what, we found door 9, we don't need any of the other doors. What's the point? What's the point in going through door 9? We can't all go through it, can we? Then we should do what we have to do before we go any further. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. The best way to finish it quickly is to do the border pieces first. You know? Or what? You think all 7 of us should go through door 9, and then we argue over who stays and who gets to go? Do you really want to do that again? Who knows, if we check out door 2, maybe we'll find something. Maybe we can find a way to get all of us out. Yeah, like the submarine ending? I don't know what might be in there. Well, we might not find anything. But don't you think it'd be better to at least have a look? I mean, am I wrong? Does that sound wrong to you guys? Yeah, you do have a point. The others nodded in agreement. The last time I checked the clock, it was 4:30. It's not like we've got a lot of time, but if we're quick about it, we might have time to take a look. You're right. Let's go take a look at door 2. They were back in front of the elevator. Nearby was the large hospital room. The elevator could take them down to door 2. After a few minutes of discussion, they decided that Clover, Santa, June, and Seven would go. 4 plus 3 plus 6 plus 7 equals 20. 2 plus 0 equals 2. Alright, let's get going. I'll see you later. Okay, be careful. They climbed into the elevator and Junpei listened to a creak and rattle its way to the bottom deck. Only Junpei, Ace, and Lotus were left. As the elevator rumbled out of sight, Ace spoke. Lotus, would you be so kind as to go with me? Go with you? I didn't think people still talked the way outside of the 1950s. Well, I'm a mother. Would that be a problem for you? That wasn't what I meant to. I was hoping you would come with me. Seriously though, I was kidding. So, where was it you wanted to take me? There's something I wanted to show you. Hey man, what the hell? I'm not important enough? Well, it's not like that. Once I've shown Lotus, I'll show you. Really? Of course. Ace's smile was friendly. Fine, do whatever you want. Thank you. Are you coming, Lotus? Fine. Doesn't look like they're going to be back anytime soon. I might as well go see whatever it is you think is important. Thank you. Well then, shall we go? Ace turned and began to walk. Lotus followed. They disappeared into the hallway on the left. Junpei wasn't sure how long they'd been gone when the elevator suddenly opened. A single person stood there, Clover. She looked at Junpei and slowly, purposefully stepped out of the elevator. The door closed behind her. Where is everybody else? What happened? She didn't answer. Instead, her eyes swept the room and then settled on Junpei. Where are Ace and Lotus? Junpei explained what had happened. Oh, then they went over there. Her voice was small and timid. Yeah, I think so. He repeated his earlier question. So where are June and Santa? And 7. Why aren't they with you? You really want to know? There was something wrong with her smile. Yeah, okay, sure. Here, let me show you. Clover pulled something out of her pocket and tossed it onto the floor at Junpei's feet. He looked down. On the floor in front of him were 3 metal rings. Bracelets. Oh my god, holy shit! Junpei collapsed. No way! There's gotta be some kind of joke! This can't be real! Junpei's body felt like rubber. His heart felt like a cold lump in his chest, and his hands shook uncontrollably. Sweat poured down on his face. The 3 bracelets sat there on the floor before him. He could see the numbers on their faces. 3, 7, and 6. Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only 2 ways to do so. 1, you escape from the ship. 2, your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship, or detects that its wearer heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically. But why? Junpei's voice was flat and broken. Clover's response was cold. Revenge for my brother. He was forced into door 3 and murdered. You need at least 3 people to open the door. Who were the 2 that opened the door with him? It could only have been Santa and 7. That's why I killed them. But why? Why did you kill June? Because she tried to protect them. She was in my way. She had to die too. No! Junpei shook his head, trying desperately to wake himself up from what had been a dream. What had to be a dream. It couldn't be real, it just couldn't. Hey, Junpei. He felt Clover's hand on his shoulder. Holy shit. Her smile was wrong, horribly wrong. Her face looked like a mask made from stretched human skin. The smile that parted her lips did not extend to her eyes. They were dead and empty. The girl in front of him was no longer the Clover he knew. Perhaps she was not even human. Let's go. Her hand reached out towards him. Let's get out of here together. Let's leave this ship. What the hell are you talking about? To open a numbered door? Yes, I know, you need at least 3 people. But as long as we have this. Once again, Clover reached into her pocket and pulled something out. It was another bracelet. Junpei could see the number on the face. 0. You've got something in your pocket. What is it? Oh, this? This is... See? You get it now. If we have the 0 bracelet, we can leave. You and I can open the door 9 with just the 2 of us. 4 plus 5 plus 0 equals 9. See? So let's go. Come on, hurry up. She shoved out her hand again. Junpei looked up at Clover. She had the face of a demon, but there was something else. There was a holy light that surrounded her. She was both a fierce god and a benevolent goddess filled with love. Junpei? Her voice was soft. Her eyes weren't empty anymore. They were deep, so deep, Junpei could feel himself falling into them. He felt dizzy. There was something oddly bewitching about her. His mind was beginning to crack and his heart beat to melt. Junpei! The hand she was offering him, it looked so soft, so inviting. Junpei reached out with his own trembling hand and closed it over hers. Holy crap! Yeah. Junpei writhed in agony. He shuddered and twitched his body, spasming as he went into shock. He screamed until his throat was torn and bloody and screamed more. His cries echoed across the room. Eventually his movement slowed and faded. There was no more strength left in Junpei. He could feel his body begin to go numb. He no longer felt pain. He no longer felt anything. Whatever Junpei had been was gone. The last remnants of his mind began to fade. Even as his visions faded to nothingness, he saw Clover. Thanks, Junpei. I'm just gonna borrow this, Kay. Her smile was cold. What was left of Junpei's consciousness, mind drifted away. All that was left was a twisted, broken corpse. Bad end. Well then, that is the last bad end for 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 days. The only 2 we have yet to do are the true ending and the safe ending, in not that order. We have to do the safe ending next, because the true ending needs the safe ending to become the true ending. If you don't do the safe ending before the true ending, it becomes the coffin ending, and it all gets confusing. Either way, thank you for watching this. I'll see you guys later. But first of all, if the video isn't uploaded by... Okay, let's say, if the video isn't uploaded roughly 10 hours from when this is uploaded and published, then it either means I just haven't uploaded it properly and I fell asleep, or I'm just too tired and I didn't record it after this. But I promise you it will be up the next day. If needed, I will just skip a day and make it that this episode will come out on the 30th when when Zero's Time Dilemma comes out, along with a Zero's Time Dilemma episode. So it'll be like, if I don't upload the true ending within the next 12 hours, I will upload the safe ending on the 30th with a ZTD episode. So it'll be like, watch the safe ending, and then ZTD will be out. So, yeah, hopefully that's understandable, and I'm sorry if it wasn't. But I will see you guys next time, and see ya.